evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof, and welcome to Shadows of Sorcery, the 17th session in our repertoire so far. Tonight I am joined by Olivia.
Hello.
We're gonna fucking die.
An Edit Ed.
Who's having a heck of a lot of trouble opening Tailspire.
What the hell is going on with your camera?
Azarian.
Hello, what the fuck is going on with your camera?
What is going on with your camera?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
He's descending into the 9 hells.
He's been buried through Avernus.
Apparently.
This is the new arc. We need to go and
Today,
save Lucian from technical hell.
Oh hell.
This is why I'm trying to get a capture card. Today we are not joined by Lang. Lang will probably be late at best. Will not be attending the session at worst because they are having to attend a doctor's appointment. Fun times. However, we are joined by at least 4 of the 5 members of our campaign. And last we left off, our intrepid adventurers had just found themselves face to face with one of these things.
Also, the temple seems to have grown a few bits since last time.
Yeah,
I thought that was just the camera dying on us again.
I think that is also what's
entirely
happened.
possible.
Eh.
Been given a roof and now I can't see anything.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, is Horace different?
Yes.
I was about to say, I am looking slightly different. I am
He's
looking a
looking
little more
slightly more
snazzy.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Horace has a Tailspire mini now. Or rather, a Hero Forge mini in Tailspire. It looks kind of neat.
I do quite dig it.
He's
One-
so
as one could
small.
say.
Pretty fly
Tiny.
for a bird
He's
guy.
very small.
I am very small. Now we're very size accurate now.
It kind
Oh, you're in
of,
the
though,
corner.
given how cute Horace's attitude is, it just helps.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
It's
this
like
tiny
more-
bird, like, yay, friends!
There's like no in between in this party. We're either 3 foot or 6 foot. There's no in the middle here.
I think
Tall or
Lion would
small?
take issue with that.
Lion's not here.
Oh yes,
This is
Mr.
Can't defend
512.
themselves.
Hey.
At any rate, you 5, technically 4, but 5 for the moment, have entered the Temple of Invent. You beat your way past the first wave of Rust Eaters. You decimated the Rust Eater matriarch. And as you were progressing into the temple, Darren spied the sound of Rust Eaters skittering away from you. And then, as you approached the edge of the chasm in the temple, a sudden rumbling sound came from beneath your feet. And from below, out of the chasm, came this massive, purple, worm-like creature with mighty jaws and saliva and spittle dripping from its mouth. And it turned its eyeless face towards you, and it roared. I would like you all to roll initiative.
Jumping right into it, huh?
Jumping right into it.
Also, can I just take a moment to say that in the interim between sessions, these dice that I have always used for Isaac have both disappeared and then reappeared.
Interesting.
They disappeared off my desk. I know that they did because I cleaned the whole thing down to bloody Bear and Baron and they were not there. And then, like, yesterday I turned to my right and they just sat there on the desk like nothing fucking happened.
Okay. Who wants to roll initiative for Darren?
Not me, because I apparently get 6s.
Ah, shit. I accidentally re-rolled and got the same exact. Just, it's not disappearing. Okay, thank you.
You're getting them out of the way early. It's fine.
It's fine.
Alright.
Alright. Initiative rolls 25 to 20. Nobody? 20 to 15.
16.
I got 16.
16. Alright.
I genuinely misheard that as 60 for a moment.
I wish.
Jesus.
15 to 10. No. 10 to 5.
5.
6. Well, technically 7. Not
Okay.
that it makes much difference.
That is fine. Here is our turn order. Librarian, you're up first.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
Uh,
I want to cast Blasty Boy, which I now have an actual button for.
Also, Mr. DM, I has a question because it is relevant to this bit. Because it got really fucking weird between end of combat leveling and also other stuff. Is the bless from last time still going?
How long does Bless last?
Bless lasts a minute. I don't know how long you were headcanoning that searching and finding a worm takes.
You did a full investigation of the area before this combat. Bless would have won.
Okay, cool.
I actually have a thing for that. I cast Arger of Agath, which I think is like...
Armor of Agathis.
Yeah, let me check how long that lasts. Duration instantaneous? No, that's Hellish Rebuke, sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, what? That's an hour, so I probably
don't
still got
rebuke
it.
someone with armor of
Yeah,
Agathis.
Yeah, I did that.
Armor of Agathis.
Okay,
Although it
just
does
checking.
have like a built-in rebuke, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I rolled a 17 spell roll for my attack. Does that hit?
17. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, let's see what I rolled. Let me press my button. I rolled a 10. Takes 10 damage, I think.
Okay. Alright. Is that your full action? Would you like
That
to
makes me
move?
nervous. Actually, I'll probably move. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Can I just move back a little bit?
Yep, that's fine. Next up, Ingvar. It's your turn.
Interesting.
Well, the first thing he's gonna do is get move
Get
the fuck
fuck
away.
out of there, yeah.
Yeah, pretty
That's,
much. Oh, for God, camera! Yeah, the camera's just not
Rah,
playing
rah,
ball.
fight the camera.
But he's still gonna be in range for shooting the thing. I would say.
This thing is being very kind, not attacking of opportunity.
Is it 5 feet?
You are
We do-
approximately 15 feet away from it, actually. Not 5 feet. So,
Yeah, it's like floating in the middle of like a ravine.
Yeah. Given the
It's-
ravine and the wiggling, we weren't sure if it was meant to be bigger, but not quite.
yeah,
Where does the void
it's
begin and the worm
approximately
end?
15 feet away from you all at the moment. And on closer inspection, it doesn't look as big as you first thought it was.
How convenient.
Like a lot of worms.
This doesn't normally happen, it promises.
It's nervous, performance anxiety.
It's actually just very cold in this temple.
It has a great personality, it swears.
Jesus.
It's worth it just to hit Rakam die.
Ah. Well, he's gonna scoot the fuck back, and then he's gonna shoot at it.
Does anyone know Ice Lance?
If you give me a piece of ice, I can improvise.
I was going to say, I don't think that's even a spell unless you want to combine it with catapult.
I feel like we could be creative.
The worm wants us to know if it makes a fantastic risotto, according to Lying.
Yeah.
Ingvar, what are you doing?
Doing it! Hold
Okay,
on.
roll an attack.
Well, roll 20 can be a bit strange about it, so I've got to give it a second.
Yeah.
And then my brain forgot it's a... Is it a D20 for attack? My brain had a
It's
bit of a brain fart.
D20 to attack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't it plus like some modifiers as well?
Yeah,
Plus
in
8
your case, I
total
think plus
for
4.
Ingvar.
Like,
Yeah,
That
plus 4.
hits. That hits, Ingvar, so don't worry.
So I need to roll a... one of these. Yeet!
Oh, shit.
into the
Goodbye.
abyss.
Holy
It
shit!
just says 6.
Nice.
The
Nice.
abyss luck.
Is that
Everyone throw your dice in the abyss.
Plenty of room down there.
Shibalba!
Okay. 6 damage. Not bad.
Also, may I say, Zarion, I have
is
massive
now
respect
the
for
giant
wrapping armor of
worm's
Agathis.
It's just so good. I couldn't not take it.
Oh boy. The worm is going to...
I believe that's the worm.
is gonna move forward down onto the ground. It is flying because technically what it was doing was it came out of the wall underneath you and is curling up over the top. It's going to move forward and it's going to go for the tastiest morsel here. The small dwarf in leather
Poor
armor.
Every time he's not here, he just gets assaulted.
Bite-sized.
And is going to
I mean, he nearly had a giant fall on him last time he was not here.
attempt to bite.
What context am I missing?
Okay.
Long story short, half giant, died, fell down a set of stairs, nearly landed on him.
Ooh, that's okay. Well,
I think we blew a hole in its chest, if I recall why it died.
Yep.
okay. The worm is going to attempt to bite Darren. Okay. hold on, I actually need to check to see if that hits.
Yeah, not the greatest AC, but he is a rogue, so we're hoping on his dex.
Darren has an armor class of 14. The worm rolled an 8. The bite has a +5 to hit.
Just miss.
The bite has a plus what?
The bite
5.
has a +5 to hit. The bite
Jesus.
misses barely. Darren,
dodges by
rolls
doing
out of the
nothing.
way.
Oh fuck, he's lazily listing to the left.
Okay. It is
Just
Darren's
yawns,
turn.
leans a bit to the left
wants
and
to
misses.
take up Darren's actions?
I feel like you guys know him better, so I'm eliminating myself from this race.
I feel like it'd be funny to make the librarian do it because you're a caster and then you're playing suddenly a rogue.
Great. I have never played a fucking rogue in my entire life. Let's do this.
Yes.
How do I do an action? What's a rogue attack?
First, would
Smack.
you like to
Five.
perhaps move? One of the good things about rogues is they can disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah, you probably want to
sure.
do that.
I will move.
You'll move,
Disengage.
disengage. All right. So where are you moving to? Give me a marker.
Marker.
I would say I stabbed it in the knees, but it hasn't got any.
Dragon dice here. Over here to the corner of the fucking room.
It has no shins with which to attack.
All right.
Hey, forward.
Okay. Is that the end of your actions?
Do I have any ranged weapons? I don't
You
remember if
can
they
throw
do.
a dagger, but you're not getting it back unless you go and retrieve it.
Because
I have a feeling that I will not be able to retrieve it at the end of this fight.
technically the optimal move would have been to attack and then move, but
Oh,
You're-
I
you're
didn't
committed
think
now.
disengage counts as like a half
Disengage
action.
is a
Okay.
bonus action.
Oh, okay. I
Take
thought it was
as
a full
bonus
action. Okay, no worries then. I'll
If you
just
want,
leave it as
if
is.
I will, I'll give you an attack if you want to attack before you disengage.
Yeah, I would have wanted to do that if I knew it wasn't
Alright, roll me a
a
d20.
full action. Okay.
It's not your fault, mate. It's not your character. Welcome to Rogue
15.
Crash Course.
That hits.
He has a short sword, I want to say.
He has a dagger.
Oh.
1d4.
Using a butter knife to kill this giant monster.
Now,
Actually, you rolled a
Librarian
d4
looks like they're
earlier.
5 foot
you did a
away.
4. Anyway,
Probably.
I'll take that. Okay. Next up.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Hang on a second. Librarian looks like they're 5 foot away. Would that be right?
Let me check.
That's the point.
Librarian is 12 feet away.
What, from the edge of the
around
worm's
about-
token?
Around about 10. I don't count
Because the worm's token
edge
looks like it's way under a square next to them.
I don't count the edge of the token because the edge of the token is not where the actual edge of the worm is. So it's
Oh, right,
about 10
okay.
feet away.
Okay,
Like
cool.
5 feet would be right up on the token.
Oh, so it takes up like a 4x4 and not like a.
Yes.
a
Yeah, right.
3x3.
Okay, we're up to speed. Gotcha.
It takes up a 2x2 area, not a 3x3 area.
Sadly,
It
no
just-
sneak
It
attack.
looks
then.
really big, sadly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, big boy.
But yeah,
He was quite
Isaac,
huge.
it is your turn.
Okay. Realistically,
Patrick Warburton.
realistically, I don't think that I can pull off another crit with the guiding bolt. So probably best if I just bless the party.
Fair enough.
That would be
Handing us each a spinach puff.
one. Yes, my spinach puffs. They're blessed.
Nice.
Okay, I need to make like a holy druid who gives everybody good berry blessed spinach.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Lord Ed.
Okay, so hang on a minute. So that was 10 foot to go to there. Then how many does bless hit? That can hit 3 people. Okay. Who's likely to actually be able to do anything? I'm going to say my blessed targets are Horace, because you hit like a train. Ingvar,
Yay.
who hits like a train.
Choo-choo.
No real point blessing Darren, because apparently you only do 1d4. I swear he had a short sword.
He does have a short
And-
sword, but he was holding a dagger at the time.
Oh yeah, because his short sword got rusted earlier. That was it. And Librarian, because you have Eldritch Blast, and that always deserves a boost.
Hey.
So them 3s are blessed. I am now concentrating, and I will now step the fuck back out of dodge. And
Alright.
I think that is everything I can do realistically. I'm just real quickly checking. Like, I have never fucking used Channel Divinity. Is there anything I can do with it right now? No. No, I
Probably
cannot.
not.
I mean,
Unless something
which-
needs mending, that's basically me now. So I end my turn.
all right.
Alright, Horace,
Uh,
you're up.
Horace just gonna shout over to Isaac. Isaac, real quick question. What do you know about worms?
Not much.
Particularly big ones.
Tend to stay away.
Understandable. Deep end it is. Okay.
It's big, and if you hit it very hard, they tend to die. But that's true of a lot of living creatures.
I gathered as much. Okay.
Praise the sun.
Yes, praise the sun. Well, it doesn't look very dexterous, so I will pick up a. I'm committing to the voice. I will pick up a small rock. I'll pick up one of these bricks. And
Here we go again.
And fucking throw it at him at second level. So dex
You're
save.
just throwing it at him?
The
Catapult.
catapult.
Okay, you're catapulting it at him. That's okay, that makes more sense.
It's the same thing he
okay.
does every
Are you-
turn, Pinky.
Are you catapulting from where you're currently standing, Horace?
Probably should reposition.
Yes, because if you don't, you're gonna hit a librarian.
Just take the hat off, it's fine.
Librarian duck.
Just gonna reposition over here. Bonus action blade song to be always prepared. And then I will pick up a rock and second level catapult it towards the big spindly worm.
Okay, it needs to make a dexterity save, correct?
Yes.
Let's see how the spindly Johnny does.
My spell save DC is 14.
14. Okay. Let's see how it rolls.
Fuck.
Give it a second. I need to make sure that the worm's stats are. Because I'm.
You're not about to
relatively
tell me.
No,
How
it
about
might
somebody
have,
has
it might have a
-4?
minus.
Ah! Okay, it has a -2 to Dex, which brings it down to 15. It still makes the save, but bear that in mind.
Okay, so not a bad idea, just bad luck.
Just
We
bad
also
luck,
appreciate
yeah.
you being kind on us and literally telling us the monster's stats for once.
I'm being a little kind with this one, yeah.
We're a man down, thank you.
Yes.
All right. After that, I am going to scream my bird throat out of my neck to try and get its attention.
Where else would you scream it from?
Make
You'd be
Bird.
surprised.
make a performance check.
Performance.
Performance.
Wait. I
Think
do
of
just
this,
gotta
think
check
of
one
it.
thing. If I'm not. Okay, no. For some reason. Okay, no. It's acrobatics, not performance checks. Okay, so performance. 12.
12. That worm is really just kinda not interested. It seems to be mainly navigating off of, like,
It wants some dwarf meat. Understandable.
vibrations and general stuff like that. It's not really focusing on anything it's hearing.
It's picking up good vibration.
Right.
God
Is
damn it,
that
Ed.
your turn, Horace?
Yes, that is my turn.
Librarian, you're up.
Okay. I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
My dear.
Actually, wait a minute, this may not. How thick are the walls of this place?
They look.
Specifically the front door. Like, is it still closed? How thick is
The
it?
front doors are open at the moment. You can see that from.
Could I cast message to the priest to come help us?
You.
That's got like a thickness limit. I can understand wanting to know that.
Well, the doors are open.
Yeah, the doors are open. I can see a straight 120-foot line, I
Hold
think,
on, let
just
me-
to
let
the...
me-
He's
check.
standing in between them.
Oh, fuck.
Is that stone thicker than 1 foot?
I don't imagine so.
Well. No, I'd allow that. I'd allow you to do that. What do you say?
Let's see, how many words do I have?
You have as many as you like, if I remember correctly, with message.
Oh, wait, message is different from... Yeah, first
Yeah.
of all, so...
Yeah, no need
Uh,
to.
You
no
have
sending.
6 seconds of words, basically.
Come help, enemies are dead at the front. We found something else.
Big worm.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, good God.
Oh boy! What's the persuasion? 17.
Ooh.
Hey.
Oh boy, oh
Alright.
boy.
We'll see. Is that your action?
Yeah, because that's a cantrip. I think that's... nope, movement as well, don't I?
You have movement, but well, yeah, you have movement.
And
Okay,
remember,
I
you're
am-
further from the worm than you look.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but I feel like the worm might be coming towards me real soon.
Indeed, that's why I was just saying there's no attacks of op to worry about. Shifting.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck back here with everyone else.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
God.
concerned.
We're all crowded together.
I wonder if this could happen. This could do something with a legendary action against all of us within like 5 feet.
Does this count as a lair?
Oh no. Okay, I'm just
Oh.
gonna end like slightly further away because I think that's 30 feet. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
All right, Ingvar, it's your turn.
Well, he's gonna ask, does anybody have any idea if this is weak to fire or lightning or what the worms? Anybody got any idea what a worm's weak to?
Salt.
I don't have salt.
Well,
Slugs.
Most things don't like lightning.
I mean, yeah, that is also true.
If I were to say, not many things resist it.
Fair enough.
This is
I
my
am
role
lost.
now. I
Trick,
hide and give
probably.
advice.
Well, in that case, he's gonna go to the left, just so we're not all camera.
I now would like to take a level in advice specialization cleric.
Good lord.
Advice
Any-
domain. Therapist.
Oh, that needs to be a domain.
How many? 6. Right. He's gonna shoot at it with a lightning arrow.
Okay. Roll an attack.
And don't forget your bless.
I just smacked the poor fellow in the face with that.
Regardless of bless, this hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
So lightning is 1d8.
1d8 lightning damage plus your normal bow damage.
Oh, well, in that case, whoops.
Oh,
That's fine. That's an 8 on lightning damage. Now roll
Jesus.
an 8 and a 2. 10 damage.
Right. Jesus.
Hang on. Wouldn't the arrow also do dexterity bonus damage?
Yes.
Yes. What's your dex bonus?
4.
4? Okay, so that is actually down an additional 4, so that's 14 points of damage. Not bad.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. As you loose an arrow, you watch as the cobalt blue arrowhead of this relatively sturdy looking arrow suddenly bursts into electrical energy that skitters about. As soon as it sinks into the hide of this giant worm, it rears back in pain as this burst of electricity crackles across its hide. It doesn't seem to do anything more, but it's definitely hurting.
Hehe.
Okay.
I'm facing.
Here comes the worm. The worm,
Do 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 do.
incensed in rage, is gonna come right up to you two, Horace and Ingvar.
And vanish off my screen. God damn it, camera.
He went slightly too high. There was a small brick.
Okay. Yeah, alright. Okay.
Didn't know Tailspire was like playing Dark Souls.
And is going to attack you both. It is going to attempt to bite you.
Oh, shit.
Ingvar. And I'm guessing that hits.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you have more than 10 health these days.
I do. Thank fuck for that.
I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, fuck.
It's fine with that dex bonus, and I'm guessing proficiency from class. You're probably going to be all right.
It'll be a D20, won't it?
Yep.
Whoop. You say that.
What's the additional on that?
Well,
I
that-
think plus 6.
Well, Dex is plus 4. That's
And then-
13.
You're a ranger, so I think
No,
you're
it's not
proficient.
13.
7
Don't you
plus
have
4
proficiency?
7 plus 4 is 11. I need to learn to count.
We are asking,
Was
do
it-
you have proficiency in dex saves, dear?
That is a good question. I will check Lydia's whole character sheet.
I got a proficiency in boars.
My grasp that.
proficiency.
Dexterity.
Rangers do have dexterity, I think.
It's +4, regardless, I think.
Hmm.
Easy question then. What class are you, Lydia?
Lydia is a ranger.
You have proficiency in dexterity saving throws then.
Okay, so it's a plus.
Well, that would be a
2 to
plus
that.
6. Yes.
That's
So 13.
13.
13.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, hold on.
I'm gonna get munched.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. The worm goes in for a bite. Its massive jaws sort of just coming down from above, and you roll out of the way at the last second. Its jaws clamp into the ground, tearing up some of the cobblestones. Okay, and for its other attack, it is going to attempt to attack you, Horace.
About
My
me.
dice.
Into the void.
It misses.
It misses.
The tail stinger swings wide over your tiny feathery head.
Lucian, do you want to tell you
Yep.
something funny?
Do tell.
Unless it crits, I can still make the attack miss.
Fucking shield bastard.
Yep.
Next up is Darren. Librarian. You're the one controlling them at the moment.
Stab him in the bum. Stab him in the bum.
I would like to stab them in the bum.
Okay. So you're gonna have to get in close.
Yep.
Okay.
Blanket.
So yeah, that is true. You will get a
Flank
flanking
time.
bonus from this, and you'll get sneak attack.
If you
Oh,
flank
yeah.
it, you'll get advantage on the strike because the way Lucian does flanks.
I would like
Yes.
to flank and sneak attack.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'll need to hoof it to the other side then.
No. From that angle, you would be flanking because the worm
Okay.
is currently facing.
Oh yeah, it's turned.
Horace and.
Ah,
Ingvar.
Fun Fancy 14 flank rules. Got it.
So yeah. Okay. Roll me an attack. Roll me a d20
With
Still get
advantage.
sneak attack.
with advantage.
Yes.
Okay,
And
bye.
into the void it goes.
Okay, Toad
Oh,
2. Let's see
We're
what
gonna
other
need
one
to
I
clean
got.
the void of dice at some point.
20, so I think I got both ends of the spectrum.
You got both ends of the scale. A 2 and a natural 20.
And that's
All
a
right.
crit sneak attack as well.
That is a crit sneak
Fucking
attack.
hell.
If I get MVP while playing someone else's fucking character, I'm gonna
If Darren
lose it.
kills this while not even fucking here.
Okay, so for this, so Darren's still using the dagger, so that's a 1d4 plus 2d6 for sneak attack, and then you double it all.
Hey, that's
1d4 plus 2d6, so
Yes,
And his dex bonus because
and
that's
dex
also
bonus.
factored in.
2 plus 2d6, right?
Yep.
2d6.
Yes. Yep. Okay, so 8.
8 plus
11.
3, 11 plus.
Plus his dex.
11
What's his-
times 2, so that's 22,
22.
plus his dex, which is 2, so that's 24
24.
points of
24.
damage.
Nice.
Okay, that's pretty good.
What's your play?
Oh! He got the kill!
Oh, damn it. I think they go in like seeing their friend getting chomped. They're like, I need to finish this thing. So they're like, they go behind the worm and crawl up onto its back, running along its kind of like rocky shoulders, using those stones as like grip to run up. And they make a jump at the end and just like stab their little butter knife into the back of its neck, and a big like spurt of blood shoots out. It just keels over.
So,
I love how
Darren.
this kill is the least Darren thing in the world.
Yep.
He got
Darren.
possessed by the spirit of Michael Bay.
The 4 of you behind standing in front of the worm, you watch as Darren pops out of the shadows from the corner, pulls out a knife, and drags it along the base of the worm's stomach, across as he runs around the back. You hear the worm screech. You watch as this tiny dwarf stabs a knife into the back of this worm, and then brings out another one and stabs it into it again, and climbs the back of this worm until he gets right up to its neck region, and then he plunges both daggers into the back of the worm and slices them down across its neck. You watch as the worm, with a roaring, ghastly sound, blood and pus spurting from its body, falls crashing to the floor, just completely dead. Darren, on its back, pulls their daggers out from its neck, sheaves them in their belt, ocelot spinning style, jumps down and says, "Are we done here?"
From behind the wall, or rather muffled, "Is it dead yet?"
You're a fucking prick!
What the fuck just happened? That's what Ink was thinking.
Okay, I'm gonna assume it's dead then.
Okay.
You would be correct.
Where's the tech priest?
As the worm thuds to the ground, you hear a huffing sound, a huffing, out-of-breath sound, as Father Beltrand, who had hired you, walks up behind you, his portly figure lifting several large mechanisms over his shoulder. He gets up to where you're standing. He wouldn't have joined for at least another round if you hadn't killed it, because it took him a while to get there. But he gets up to behind you all and goes, "What the fuck is that?"
Surprisingly, dead.
It's a big worm.
Which is not to be confused with the big rust monster that came up before the big worm.
No, that was fine. But we handled it. It's okay. You can go back to the door now.
Sorry about that. We really weren't expecting it to be quite that weak.
You know, safety precautions and all that.
You gotta be prepared for anything, you know?
Yeah.
At least I'm hoping
sure.
that's the last giant worm.
You mean there's more of that thing?
I don't know. We thought that it was just rust monsters. We killed the rust monsters. Someone peeked over the edge and a giant worm.
Yeah.
The hell are you
Mind,
doing
I'm
in the
gonna go
basement of this
stand by
place?
The door. I don't think it'll be much help.
Well, good news is, it seems that the worms scared off all the rust monsters, so place should be clean for a while, I hope, but I feel it might be a bit of a risk to check.
Also, the matriarch's over there with a hole through its face.
Father Belton kind of looks at you and nods, and he stepped over the carcass of the matriarch on his way in, and he's kind of like, "Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll just stand outside while you guys finish up."
Might want to give it a wide berth. The antenna might still have some effect.
And he walks back out of the temple. Okay. Right. You have slayed the purple wormling. What would you like to do?
Question. I don't know if any of y'all are quite experienced in this, but would either giant worm or rust monster carapace sell for a lot?
Roll me an
Carapaces aren't
intelligence
usually
check,
that
Isaac.
sturdy.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Sure.
Both you and Isaac.
Not one.
Horace, you have no idea.
checks out with character, to be honest.
Yeah.
And was it what was it? Flat intelligence.
Just flat intelligence.
Flat intelligence. In which case, that is a flat 18.
Flat 18. Okay. So, as a member of the Order of the Hunt, as a member of the Church of Matano, you're actually relatively familiar with the ins and outs of bargaining, carapaces, monster hides, that sort of thing. Rust Eater carapace and Rust Eater parts don't sell for that much. However, in magical circles, they're sometimes used as spell components, so if you find the right buyer, you could probably sell them. Purple worm hide is quite prized, actually. It is relatively sought after, both as a decorational material and as relatively decent leather armor.
I explained this to the party, and I also explained that we keep some back as a suggestion that we keep some back to fashion into leather armor for Darren.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good idea. Good idea. Maybe you're so. Nah. Never mind. But well, do any of you know how to tan leather? Worm leather?
I probably need a specialist for that one. Also, he's
Probably.
going to give a nod to Darren and like, keep this up, keep wearing the bits, we'll make a Monster Hunter review yet.
Darren sort of nods at you, doesn't really know what to say.
It's an old joke, you wouldn't get it, don't worry.
Okay. So what are you all doing? You have 3 bodies of Rust Eaters and a purple wormling carapace, or not carapace, a purple wormling corpse to deal with. What do you do?
Those with blades probably should get skinning then if we're doing this.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's get to work.
Just with the Cerberus flail, I don't think this is going to be much help in that regard.
Okay, who's leading this role?
I guess myself, since the only other person with a blade is currently inside his own head.
Could I argue that they are helped by me advising them on skinning technique?
If you can help guide Horace in skinning, yeah, I would argue that could be done.
You know, Ingvar's got his own short sword.
I was not aware of that.
It's a bit rusty as well, though, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
It did take
Maybe use that one
a
on the worm,
permanent
definitely not the little guys.
penalty. Yeah, it
Yeah.
did take a permanent penalty to damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a d20 with advantage, Horace.
That's straight D20.
Straight D. Well, it would technically be a survival check.
All right. Okay, 11. My survival is -1, so 10.
10. Okay. It takes some trial and error. You end up probably with less purple worm hide than you thought you could have gotten. But you end up with about 15 feet of purple wormling hide, as well as 4 purple wormling fangs, and several chunks of purple wormling meat, about 5 chunks of purple wormling meat. So you can add those to your inventory. The purple wormling hide is pretty heavy. You'll probably have to sell it off at some point soon, because you don't really have any place to store it, so you're basically just carrying it on your back at the moment.
Yeah. So, I'm not a heavy lifter, that's for sure.
Do you want some help with that?
I'm not gonna say no.
You could have probably gotten around 20 to 25 feet of purple wormling hide if your roll had gone a bit better.
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of messed it up a bit. Sorry about that.
First time for everything.
Okay.
I guess so.
I would like you to quickly roll me an investigation check, Horace, as well.
Investigation. All right. That's. Question: could I use my Kenku recall feature to give myself advantage on this?
Probably
if you're
not.
proficient in, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, if I'm proficient in it, but since it's one that I'm not aware of, I'm. Is it
This
one
is
that
just
I?
a straight investigation.
All right, let me roll it on.
It is not a memory thing.
All right, I rolled it on roll 20. That's a 14.
14. Okay. As you're skinning and chopping into this purple wormling carcass, you manage to find about 5 gold coins scattered throughout its gut, as well as a small purple gem.
Ooh. I'll hold the gem up to my face for a second. Just like, any of you got a handkerchief? Got a bit of wormling gut blood here.
Oh, that looks just like mine, and I hold up the green one.
It does not in fact look just like yours.
Damn
the
it.
green one that you have is basically a marble. It is green, round, perfectly spherical. The gem that Horace has pulled out is around about the size of like a small gem that you would see inset into a ring. It's maybe a third the size of the green little spherical marble you have, and it's basically like princess cut, essentially.
Did I just unintentionally go mine's bigger?
Kind of,
Pretty
yes.
Yes.
Currently, the gem is dripping in gore and purple wormling blood. It's kind of hard to
Nice.
see what it actually looks like.
Horace, could you just hold that still for a moment, please?
Sure.
And I'm going to walk slightly closer to it and just like leaf through to that one page I had been on for the Book of the World and see if the purple is glowing stronger than it was earlier.
The purple glow doesn't seem to be stronger or weaker, but it's still there.
Well, in the meantime, Ingvar's going to fish a handkerchief out his pocket and hold it out.
Thank you. I'm just gonna wipe it down and just say, well, I mean, I feel like we should identify this. This
You
looks
wipe
quite
off
fancy.
some of the gore, you notice that the purple gem has a very, very, very faint glow. It's pulsing slightly.
Bollocks.
Oh, shiny. Just gonna twist her. Hey, librarian, you know how to identify things, right?
Yes.
Could you identify this real quick?
Yes.
Be careful about identifying that one.
Why would I have to be careful? That sounds menacing.
No, not
that's-
menacing from me. I'm pretty sure that might be a gem of crystallized sin.
A gem of crystallized what?
Oh, that sounds awful. Could I have that handkerchief?
Yes, a handkerchief will probably help, I'm sure.
Well, Ingvar's just going to kind of scoop behind Isaac with that, I guess.
I need proper PPE to handle such an artifact. I start ritual casting investigation, or not investigation, identify on it. I can't ritual cast identify.
Just taking.
Do
a
I need to
step
wash my
back.
hand?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
hand it over.
Okay. That's fine. All right. How do I want to play this? Okay. This is gonna be.
We're all just gonna take a step back.
Librarian. As you're ritual casting, focusing intently on this really actually quite small gem, I would like you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy.
Could I argue he might earn advantage as he was warned ahead of time?
On
Yeah,
this
could
one,
I get an
you
advantage for
have
being
no
careful?
idea
Okay.
what it does. You have no
I
idea.
got a 4.
Oh god.
Okay. Who do you lay eyes on first?
I would have assumed Taurus because he's right in front of you.
Yeah.
Horace.
Who handed
I'm
you
like
the
looking
damn
right
thing?
at him.
Yeah.
As you focus, as you hold this gem for a relatively extended period of time while you cast Identify on it, you suddenly become overcome with an immense, indescribable emotion, and you look up and you catch sight of this gorgeous black-feathered kenku with a long beak and shining eyes, holding a sword valiantly, and you are overcome with sensations of lust.
Oh no.
Oh no!
The librarian looks up from the stone, and you just see his kind of pale, shiny blue face, and suddenly his visage, you see for the first time a blush spread across his cheeks while looking at yours.
Are you all right, librarian?
I'm fine, friend.
Okay, that's
Better
probably
than
enough gem
fine.
time.
Yeah, I can
Just
get
take the gem off him.
Just
Do you
step back
take
slightly.
the gem off of him?
Yes.
Okay. The moment the gem leaves your grasp, librarian, the feelings vanish. It's like they were never there in the first place.
Oh, I'm very sorry. That was quite inappropriate of me, Horace.
Are
It's
you all
very
right?
against library protocol. I sincerely apologize. It seems that item is bewitched. I have no idea how.
The Identify spell did work, though.
Okay.
The gem that Horace is now holding is known as, is in fact a gem of crystallized sin. It is the personification of the sin of lust. When this gem is placed, or when this gem is held by a person, they must make a wisdom saving throw or become lustful after the person that they see first, the first person they lay eyes on. If they make the wisdom saving throw, they can then use the gem as essentially it's a free cast of charm, any form of charm.
Oh.
So essentially, horny rock.
That's one way to
Please
describe
say
it.
you explained it that way.
Absolutely, I did. Like I go through the whole spiel of like what the actual thing is, that it's a crystal, and then I just like I see the Kenko just kind of going like, oh, that's a bit, and then I just go, so essentially horny rock.
Great. Great.
Oh.
I foresee plenty of rock hard jokes in future.
The gem the free cast can only be used once a day, and it only has one charge. So bear that in mind.
All right.
Wouldn't that be the same as once a day anyway?
Yes, I muddled myself up there. Sorry.
Okay. I was just checking if it like broke upon the first casting
Yeah,
or anything.
that's what I was-
No. It doesn't break. It is just it has one charge per day, essentially.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
I will.
All right.
I will give you an item card to. I will give an item card to whoever has the gem after the session.
Keep that in the hanky for now.
Please call it Holy
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah. I don't think we should be playing with the Hardy Rock anytime soon. Who should keep it? I don't know. Should I?
Yes. In the nicest way, you seem the least driven by that sort of fascination out of us, so probably better to hang on to that.
Horace, it's been about 2 minutes ish. I would
Wisdom
like you to
save?
roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I
Oh,
see.
does holding it in a hanky not do anything then?
Nope.
Okay, fair.
Okay, wisdom saving throw. Let's hope for the best, everybody. Okay. 7.
Oh, for God's sake.
Who do you lay eyes on first?
I mean, the person who was talking to me was Isaac.
Mm-hmm. As you're holding this gem, you feel a sudden strange gentle pulse. And you look up, and you see standing before you, tall, magnificent, muscled man, a vision of utter bliss, long hair, unmarked, shining armor.
I may not be driven by these feelings, but how about me and you? We could talk. What do you say? What do you say? Huh?
Sounds great. Give me the rock.
Sure, whatever you say.
Okay, you
I
take
had
the
the
rock,
rock.
Isaac.
Immediately ring to the Book of the World and put the rock in the book.
You're putting the rock in the book. You're putting the gem in the book, not in the ring.
Well, the way that it's been thus far is the book has only opened the sort of godlock portal bit if I've touched it with the ring. So I'm using the ring part to open the book part, put the rock in the book.
Okay, so you touch the ring to the book's surface. The page crystallizes, and you see that gentle little portal open up. And then you take the gem, and you put it against the portal. It doesn't go through.
No shit.
Well, it's not God-made then. All right then. And pop it into a section of the pack then, I guess.
Okay. It seems, after a few moments you wait, it seems like this effect only happens when it is within maybe 2 centimeters of a person. At least the initial effect.
In which case, he's going to pat the pocket that it's in and just mutter, "No thanks, I'm married."
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, shall we head back to the tavern?
Stop the horny radiation.
Before we go, can I do an investigation to see if I can find any texts? Because they said that they had them down here before we actually fought. Because we originally went here to look for information, right? And I just found a tome after we
Well,
beat
you
Horse
originally
Beasts.
went in to like clear out the infestation. But you are aware that as it is a temple to Invict, they would likely have texts. You can roll me a quick investigation check, if you want.
I would one. I got a 17.
Okay. You scour the broken stone floor. There are no bookcases or anything like that in this section of the temple. This is more the entrance hall. You get the feeling that if there are any texts in here, in this temple, they would be in the rest of the temple on the other side of the ravine. You managed to find one book, but other than that, you haven't seen anything else.
Okay.
Okay. As I assume you're all going to exit the temple foyer now.
Yes.
But it's so nice here.
I would like
Need
to
the
get away
tension.
from the worm and the books and the horny rock.
Okay.
We're carrying the horny rock with us.
Skirt around wherever the rust monsters were.
I'm getting better at this camera.
As you all walk out, Father Beltrand greets you at the front, and
Not that firing up!
Oh god. I blame the camera for that one.
Fair.
I blame the camera.
and says, "Well, you all certainly managed quite the feat. Thank you very much. I definitely would have been eaten alive by that thing. Well, thank you all. Here's a little something for your trouble. I will need to note this down for the temple's archives. I need to. I suppose I could just take all of your names, but this is easier. What do you call yourselves? Do you have a party name, a company name? I'm curious. It would go a long way to helping me with paperwork.
The hardest question a D&D party might encounter.
Isaac just trembles at the word paperwork.
Horace!
No!
No, no.
Thank you for almost making me choke myself.
Please, not on stream.
That's not a plural name. You would have to call it something like the whores.
I believe the plural is horai.
Alright, actually, yes.
Hooray!
Father Beltran kind of looks at you all with one eyebrow slightly raised as you have this conversation.
There isn't a group name, buddy, put it that way.
There is not. I do have a taxation form that you can use for most things, though, and I had
I
one from my codex with a signature point for him.
I've got a joking suggestion, but that probably doesn't help.
Actually, I think we'll take anything.
Well, I used to know a guy called Theseus. Though slowly he replaced himself bit by bit. Group of Theseus?
Yeah, why not?
Better than whores!
The group of that's kind of long. Can I just shorten it to Thesei? The party of, or just the Thesians? I don't.
Thesians. That's nice.
That works. That works.
All right. That'll do for the records for now. Thank you very much. And he hands each of you a pouch with 25 gold.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you.
So that is 125 gold split between you all.
Jesus.
It's a lot of
Quite a
gold.
bit of money.
Well,
Uh,
thank
By the way,
you.
thank you. Is the trap still active or is it still deactivated?
Father Beltran turns to the wall and grabs a lever and pulls it down. You hear a chunk, followed by a tick, tick. He says, "Well, go on. You better cross quickly. I need to get in there and clean up."
Understandable. Good luck. I wish you the best. That's quite a mess in there.
You guys go on ahead. I just need a quick word priest to priest.
And don't touch that. Don't touch them. Don't. Make sure you
I'm
haven't got
staying
metal
far
on
away
you.
from him. Don't worry.
I cast guidance before I leave.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Or are you guiding yourself?
Oh no, you.
Okay, thank you. That's
Just in
very
case for charisma checks, you know.
kind. That's very kind of yours.
I'm
Okay,
gonna go check on the mule.
Father Beltran turns to you and goes, "Well, what can I help you with?" I suppose I should say brother, but I was never really one for religious
Oh, it doesn't really fit, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's and he's just sort of still sort of toying the bag of 25 gold in his hand, just like. Would it be possible to exchange a reward for slightly a different one? I know this is going to sound weird, but I feel like people who serve the god of secrecy might be able to help with a small problem I've got.
Well, secrecy isn't really trickery, yes. But...
Oh, sorry, I was going by the description of god of secrecy, my bad.
God of knowledge, invention, and trickery. But secrecy
okay.
does
It is a description from 2021. I am a bit out of date.
Don't worry about it. Secrecy does kind of fall under the banner of that particular god. And he goes, secrets... we try to share knowledge, but of course some things have to be carefully guarded. What would you ask?
Oh, not sharing a secret. Becoming one.
Well, that's a very interesting question. How could I assist you with that?
I have some business in the capital, but I'm somewhat I'm considered a problematic presence there.
Right.
But I have some businesses I need to attend to of a personal matter.
All right.
I was wondering if there was any assistance such as a church might be able to offer. I'm happy to help assist with any further tasks that might need help around the place if that is pays the bounty, as it were.
Pauses and considers for a moment. He holds up his hand as you keep muttering and sort of bids you to stop speaking, basically.
I'll shut up.
For a moment, he considers your request, and then he goes, well, the Church of Invict doesn't really delve in that sort of thing. However, I do have a friend in the Church of Callist, Temple of Callist. They deal in theater, but disguises and arranging travel for those who wish to leave or enter places without too much fuss from the authorities. Don't tell anyone I said this, of course, but...
Of course not. Priest's honor.
Yes. There may be a way that we could find you a way into the capital without too much. Of course, the Church of Callist being the church of theatre and wealth, services aren't cheap, but tell you what, take this, and he produces a small slip of parchment, and he hands it to you. What he actually does is he puts a mark on the back. He scrawls out a little sigil, and then he hands it to you and says, "Take this and go to the Temple of Callist in Graven Rock. It's on the other side of the chasm. It's on the other side of the chasm of banishment, about a few miles in. They have a small temple there. Take this to them, and they may be able to help you. Tell them that Father Beltran sent you, and well, pray that you have enough coin. And they may be able to assist you."
Thank you. It means a heck of a lot.
Good luck, my friend, and I will. I'm sure I will see you again someday. You and your band of Thesians.
Indeed. Oh, we didn't man, we didn't end up. And he sort of just holds the bag up. Are you taking this back off of me for that service?
No.
Or
Keep it. Call this a favor to be repaid
Thank
one
you.
day.
It'll be remembered, Father Beltram.
The priest nods, pulls the lever again. You hear the.
I better hop, skibbity bop.
And he waves you goodbye as you venture off. All right. What are the rest of you doing? You see Darren pacing along, slightly behind the others, deep in thought by the looks of it.
But currently feeding mules to a carrot. Carrots to a mule.
Oh my god.
While discussing the flavors of different races, apparently, and healthiness.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think tieflings would be quite spicy. Not really my thing.
I'm getting
No.
flavors of that which monster tastes best conversation.
Oh no! No!
God.
Works.
There wasn't even a question there.
I don't know. I there's a lot of variety to choose from.
Oh, you meant to eat.
Oh, damn it.
I thought we took the horny gem off of you.
The horny can't be contained.
So
Damn it.
It's
Here's
like
the
a
source.
residual infection.
horny radiation sickness. God.
Christ. So what, my question is, what time of the day are we at?
Like evening?
Eternal sunset.
Is it evening?
Let's say
We saw off in the morning because it was a brand new day.
It's about midday at this point. You guys took a decent amount of time rifling through the foyer of the temple, and the combat took a decent amount of time as well. And the skinning definitely took a decent amount of time. So it's about midday.
Alright.
so. We've got another 1.5 days left before the airship turns up.
You have
I thought it was just
about-
today.
Yeah, you have today and the airship. You think, because you're not 100% sure, you got this from word of mouth from the other group. You think will probably arrive within the next 24-ish hours. Maybe less.
Well, I guess sell off the skin, meat, and fangs, and then head over and wait up by the airship dock.
I'll permission to have caught up by this point.
Yep.
Might want to try and find a Tanner's.
Oh yeah. Doesn't tanning take a while? Don't think.
How long we got? I don't have a watch. Kind of a bastard to get it at the right angle with the sun, you know.
Well, with the
Yeah.
sun's position, I'd say 8 to 9 hours before sunset. So like 8, 9 o'clock at night. I don't know when the sun sets in this place.
Hey, we'd
Well, we might at least be able to
for the
start getting it
subscription.
preserved, so we can use it later.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
If nothing else, we can just inquire.
Yeah, no harm in asking.
Yeah.
There do seem to be a disproportionate amount of stores for the population in this area, so I think it would be great to walk around them and ask.
This is what you get with tourist trap towns. They got a lot of through traffic, so they invest into stores more than they do their own people.
Yeah, it's all in the basements. It's all in the basements. You just gotta look a bit under.
Man, just leave.
Looks at Horace, wondering how he knows that.
Well, just
Don't
leave. Just
Don't
leave
you guys
the
have? Sorry.
for now. Sorry.
No worries. What? Don't you guys have? Don't you guys have like residential sections all underground?
confusedly looks back at Ingvar for what they were going to say.
I was just going to say we're just going to leave the mule there for now.
All right. You stay safe, Horace. And you, Horace.
And you. Horace the sword, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stay
and
safe,
Horace. Yes, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, we're staying safe.
Does anyone know a jeweler's around here? Anything that looks like a jeweler's, maybe? I'm seeing another clone of myself and it's throwing me.
There is a big gem on that store right there.
You planning to sell the Hardy Rock?
No, I thought I might make it an accessory of it.
That was more of an enchanted store than a jeweler's. Well, from what we gathered, anyway.
I mean, we've got time. Let's we never really got a chance to explore around the town. Let's make it a trip.
Okay,
Let's make a day
you,
of it.
What are you looking for to start with?
Jeweler and a tanner.
Jeweler and a tanner.
I'm going to flip a coin. Right. Which one do we want? Heads for Tanner and tails for jeweler?
No, tails for tanner because
Oh, yeah,
that's what's
TT.
Yes.
I've got to drag it back over to myself. Tails for Tanner.
Tails for tanner.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check.
You
Alright.
got it.
All I can think of is Tanner from the Driver series.
Tanner.
All I can think about is Tanner fucking Smallland.
Is it everybody investigation or just one?
One, but if multiple of you are asking for the same thing, I will let you take it with advantage.
Oh, probably shouldn't have rolled then.
I'm gonna stick with backing up Horace, actually,
Okay.
given that he's been sort of guiding him earlier in the day as well.
All right.
All right.
I think Bill's just going to tag along because he's got nothing else to do.
13. I got a nat 1 and a 7. I'm not rolling that great today.
Still better than a nat 1.
13 is, I'd say, probably enough. After a little bit of asking around, and it does take a fair bit because the town's kind of bustling at this point, and there's quite a few people around. Not that you would know it from the streets. There's quite a few people bustling around the town, trying to get where they're going and not really paying attention to the mismatched kind of crowd of adventurers that have walked into town. They manage to, you manage after a little while to find out that there is in fact a tanner in the area. It is actually quite close to the guard's post, Isaac, that you were at the other day. It is sort of.
Is it the one that looks like a tanner's? Is it the one next to the guard's post that looks like a tanner's?
It's the one that I am currently in the process of building. Yes, please.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm doing
Honestly,
my
I thought
best.
you'd already built it. None of the buildings have roofs for me, so I thought that's just what it looks like.
Oh, look at this in progress shop that they're building just for us.
It is slowly coming together. I apologize for.
Oh yeah, it's all
Yes.
coming together.
Together.
Oh god.
Walking
tanner
into the
for
shop.
Thesians. The tanner built specifically to suit the Thesians. Thesians tanners. That tanners.
Yes, that tanners. But yeah, there is a tannery in town. It is basically right next to the guard's post, and it is open at the moment, as far as you are aware.
Oh wow, guys, look at this Tanner's that's always been there the entire time.
Hey,
Wow,
you
I can't
haven't
believe
even
we
been to
missed
this.
this.
You haven't even been to this district. You wouldn't know.
I get very lost very quickly.
My question is, what is the significance of the 4 rocks in a little square right in front of the guard's post?
Oh,
Public art installation.
That is a good question now, isn't it?
it's the Lego version of a brick road.
Oh, yes,
Don't
the
step
yellow
on it.
brick
Follow
road.
the Lego brick road.
Christ.
I will quickly grab Darren's miniature. We...
I was gonna say, because I was just wondering if he's been the new. He's gone. Wait for me.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we
Um,
parked Darren to keep the mule company.
Uh,
I should send the torch off.
Okay.
Um,
So as you all enter the tannery, you enter and you notice like there's a variety of chimneys on this building, and as you enter, you're immediately hit with the smell, the stench of manure, of shit. It is pretty pervasive in this particular building. As you enter, you see a variety of vats all throughout the building. You see a few people here and there pulling and pushing massive wads of leather and various other treated cloths into these massive vats, and the smell of ammonia and manure, general like treating agents, as it were, is pretty strong. There is a man behind the counter. He currently seems to be doing some form of bookkeeping. And as you enter, as the five of you enter, he kind of looks up and goes, "Hello there, chaps. What can I help you with today?"
sorry, give me a minute.
You get used to it after a while, Horace.
It stinks in here, don't worry. You get used to it after a couple of years.
well, Ingval's just gonna hang outside because there's no way he's stepping inside that. He's just gonna sit out here for a while.
Yeah, given a few sessions ago, you have had enough horse shit to last a lifetime.
That's a couple of years too many that I've got ready to spend here. Sorry. What? How long would it take for you to make a bit of leather armor out of some skin?
Specifically for a
Oh.
dwarf.
Oh, well, we don't do armor here. We treat the leather, yeah, we can do that. But we don't make armor. We're not an armorers, you see.
Of course.
If you want us to treat the leather, then yeah, we can do that. It'll take about probably a couple of days at least. If you want to just sell us the leather and we can pay you the difference in gold, if you don't have that kind of time, but it'll take a few days to treat and work the leather to the point where it could be used for armor and stuff like that. It's a long-winded process,
Of course, of course.
Yeah, I thought so. Alright. By your experience, do you happen to know how many feet of leather would usually take to make a set of leather armor for a dwarf?
Oh, for a dwarf? Probably less than 5 feet. 6, maybe 7 feet of
for safety.
of leather would if you're still trying to put together a piece of armor. I'd recommend about 6 to 7 feet. Thereabouts. It's probably your best bet.
Alright. I guess, and how much would you be willing to sell, how much would you be willing to pay for purple worm leather?
Fresh.
The man's eyes grow a
Fresh.
little wide as you say this, and he sort of leans over the counter and says, "Purple worm leather, you say? That's a little
Fresh
rare
catch of the
in
morning."
these parts. Well, I'd have to inspect the quality of it first, but probably a pretty penny or two, depend.
Sure.
Would you like us to go fetch you a sample? So you can inspect the quality.
Yes, of course. That would be most appreciated. Although, if it's not too much, it would be helpful to have the whole thing to see. Well, obviously, if it's got rips and tears in it, it's gonna be it's gonna devalue it, you know.
Of course. I don't think we're going to be able to get you the source, but we can get you as much as we can, can't we, Horace? If we were to take a step outside, it's parked up on the mule, isn't it?
Yes. Let's go fetch it. We'll be right back.
Thank you for your time, sir.
And you both step out of the building. The man kind of watches you go, intrigued by this interesting pair that have entered his establishment.
Probably best go get Darren as well.
Yeah.
Okay, Darren is there.
Is summoned.
Darren is summoning. He is. They are standing next to you guys.
Are you quite all right there, Horace?
I'm trying to position myself.
That'll do.
I keep hitting sick drifts.
You're an amnesiac with deja vu.
No.
Okay.
Also, I like how I thought I was thinking of taking Ingvar to the God's Tower, and the God Man just vanished.
That's because you walked out of his visual range, so the mini vanishes.
He was there 2 seconds ago.
Walk in front of the door.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
You can't see him from that area, so he doesn't show up.
I could see him from over there for some reason.
Because
if you
we
were
have
further
shared
down
sight.
by the door, then probably, yeah, because it is angle based.
It's also shared vision cones. Like, I can see the person at the tanners because Librarian can see them.
My mom's
It's
I can
kinda
also see the
helpful,
guard because you can see them.
Yeah, it's kind of helpful. Right.
I'm aware me and Horace have hogged a bit, so if we're happy to pass the camera off to someone else for a while.
Yeah.
Librarian, you have walked into Botanics. What would you like to do?
I'm trying to introduce late-stage capitalism to this man.
Oh, good lord.
Typical warlock!
Okay.
I
How
see
are
you
you
get my
going to go about
patrons.
this?
I am going to ask him if he's ever thought of creating a recommendation system where he refers people to an armorer for leather in order to get a little bit off the top for himself.
Roll me a persuasion.
Okay. That is a 6. Communism.
The man look as you're explaining this to the man behind the counter. He seems to be the man who keeps the books, but that doesn't mean he's very bright. And as you're explaining this, you watch as his eyes just kind of glaze over a little bit.
Just talking about tax margins and percentages and stuff, and he's just
Oh,
like, who
God.
the fuck is this man?
Yeah, he.
I also want to ask him if he thinks that the leather from the purple worm would be suitable for magic items.
Okay.
So, as far as this guy knows, we're not related. There's just 2 people walking in.
Yeah, as far as this guy is aware, you guys are a completely different set of people. Okay. So
Just a
you
fucking
ask-
Jehovah's Witness. Just a
You-
fucking Jehovah's Witness walks in and just like, can I tell you about the good word of our Lord and Savior capitalism?
Also, worms.
Also worms.
You ask about the enchantability and like general protective nature of like purple worm leather, and the man behind the counter goes, "Well, I don't rightly know. There are rumors that it's pretty good, but I've never delved into that trade myself, so I wouldn't really know all that much. I hear it's relatively sturdy and can take enchantments well, but the enchantments tend to leave it a little discolored, which is why people don't tend to like using it.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your information. And he leaves,
And he leaves. Okay.
He's just gone.
He's just
specifically
gone.
to look for any potential armor in the town.
Armorer.
Yes, someone who could craft leather
Still
armor.
trying to set up the bloody trade routes.
Yep,
Okay.
Are
roll
you
me
sure
an
you're not a cleric
investigation.
of capitalism?
I'm very sure.
Roll me
Oh,
an
yes.
investigation check.
17.
Okay. There isn't an armorer per se in town. There is a leather worker that lives a couple of doors down from the tannery, a small house, which I will very quickly denote for you by building it. There you go. You get corners, nothing more.
Yay!
I'm trying,
Yay.
right? There is a leather worker who occasionally delves into making like armor type equipment, but that is about the extent of it. It's not a big town.
Okay.
You might be able to find a blacksmith if you were looking for like plate armor, but
In that case, can I see what my book is? I just want to like open it and see what was in the book.
what languages do you know?
I know Common, Dwarvish, Primordial, and Celestial, and I can read anything because of Eyes of the Rune Keeper. Oh wait, no, I can't. No, I
Oh,
can.
damn it, I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
high
still
five.
there. Yeah, Eyes of the Rune Keeper, I can.
High five.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay, so you don't know what language this is written in. You can read it, but you don't know what language it is. The book is a romance novel. The writer.
If we raid the lair of the lusty Argonian maid or something, what is this?
That is not what I was gonna say. The titling on the front is in neat silver lettering, and at first glance it looks pretty well. It's a pretty well made book. Pretty old, maybe about 20 to 25 years old, but it looks well kept, kind of. Looks like it's been sitting under a lot of dust for a while. The title of this book is On Silver Rivers. And as you open it, it seems to describe a
I was drinking, you bastard.
a kind of extensive story about two maidens who eloped on the rivers of an elven kingdom a bit further to the south than where you've been. It details a time before the Second Cataclysm. There is some history references in it, but it is mostly smut about two elven women, from what you can tell.
Okay.
It is a lesbian romance novel.
What kind of history does it talk about? Between the sex scenes.
Between the sex scenes, of which
I don't
there
care
are
about
many,
boobs, goddammit. I want to know about the historical accuracy of this book.
So between the sex scenes, the history that it describes, which as you're noting this down, you notice that there are a few discrepancies because it is detailing stuff during the Second Age, during the age of magic. It details. You see some details about the city of Praxis. You see some bits and pieces about the elven cities that are located in the southern forests. You see a little bit about the dwarven cities and some of the dwarven culture, although it seems a little off. It seems that the person who wrote this didn't actually know all that much about dwarves. Some of it is accurate. A lot of it is flavor, essentially.
Okay. Can I cast Detect Magic on it?
Sure. Detect magic works within 10 feet, right?
Yes. I think so. Let me double check.
Okay. And you're ritual casting this?
Yeah, that's never getting instant cast. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. While you ritual cast that, Isaac and Horace and Darren, what's happening over here?
Cutting leather.
Cutting leather?
Ed is currently. Ed, you back or not yet? Ed,
No, it does not, I guess.
Yeah, he hopped out for a quick second, but yeah, basically, we're saving. Isaac was cutting the leather, the wormling leather, like cutting, splitting it in half, basically, leaving 7 feet for us.
All right. So you chop up the leather into into. Are you cutting it in half or just like generally?
Like basically
pieces?
7-8 feet.
7 to 8
have 7 feet.
Okay, so you're cutting it in about half. You have about 15 feet of leather, so about halfway you slice through it. With Horace, your sword, it's quick work. Your sword blade is pretty sharp. You now have 2 pieces of relatively evenly cut leather, purple worm leather.
Were there any tears that I made during the skinning process, or did we already remove the teared parts?
During the skinning process, because you rolled pretty low, there's a couple of tears here and there. They're not big tears, mind you. They're pretty small. They could probably be stitched together, but there are a few. It's not 100% high quality purple worm hide. It is medium quality purple worm hide.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Shit. Okay, welcome back. Okay, don't have mending. I'm not sure if mending would have worked there, but that would have been incredible.
Someone does have mending.
Yes, someone would need to know the context, though. He only just got here.
Basically to fix up the tears in the leather.
Oh, that's fine. I've got mending.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have mending?
Yeah. Right. So, have I missed anything? Have we been trying to cut the leather, or is it just gaps that are in it to begin with?
No, the leather has already been cut. We've basically split it in half.
Okay, cool. In which case, Lucian, I shall spam mending on what needs mending. Just try and catch yourself back up to time.
Okay. You put through mending on this piece of leather. You do both pieces that you now have that are cut in half. You manage to seal up the leather, the hide rather, pretty well. It's a pretty decent job. There's still a few bumps and stuff in it, but it looks like it'd hold up.
Yeah, it makes sense also to have some bumps because it's been something's skin.
Yeah.
Yes. Well then, shall we head back to that guy?
All right. Seems like a fair thing. Is there some form of check you'd need me to make, Lucian, to know, obviously, with some past as being a hunter type, would I know if we'd need to, like, in some way preserve or prep the leather that we're going to keep hold of so that we can turn it into a Darren cloth. Darren cloth?
A Darren
Yes, a
cloth?
Darren cloth.
But Darren.
Good lord, Ed.
You would need to, because it's not leather at the moment, it's hide. You would need to preserve it. That is what the tanning process would do, essentially. In its current form, it'd probably be fine for a couple of days before it'd start to decay. But after a couple of days, it would not look great. You would need to get it to a tanner within the next 2 to 3 days, essentially, if you wanted to actually use it.
Fair enough. Do I know enough of the world and where we're traveling to know if civilization would be 2 or 3 days away on the route we're going?
The crossing on the chasm, the crossing the chasm on the airship takes about 4 hours. You know that much. You've done it before. Not this particular chasm, but you have done it before.
Yeah, of course, a chasm.
Yes. From what you're aware, from what Father Beltran told you, there is a town a little further up from there, which is probably about 6 hours in. They'll probably have a tannery there.
I was going to say, being a wilderness sort of town, they'd probably have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the knowledge that that's probably a safe bet, it'll just be, even tanning half of it's going to still take like a day. Darren,
It doesn't really matter the amount.
Oh, fair enough.
It'll still
Darren,
take,
say
like,
nothing
3
and
days.
don't move if you're fine with us just bagging this up. Okay,
That
I'll
sounds like
take
a
that
yes.
as a yes.
Uh,
So he bags
All right.
the safe 7 foot.
yes.
Darren is just kind of lost in thought at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna, in fact, store it on Darren for now,
Oh,
so that
good
I don't
God.
have it on me when we go in.
Shove it down his pants.
So Darren just holds it over his shoulder, 7 feet of leather. You have 8.
You could at least fold it and put it in your pack, boy. Seriously.
It's a lot of leather. Like, it wouldn't fit in the pack, so he just holds it folded up on his shoulder.
Just say it's a fashion accessory.
Good grief.
Okay. So you
Tweedledum
enter
and
back
Tweedledee
into
have
the,
re-entered.
You enter back into the tannery. You're carrying the leather.
Yeah.
You lay it out on the counter for the person to inspect. He lifts up what looks like a magnifying glass. Looks rough, a little bit dusty. Scans over it, looks through the whole thing, runs a hand over it and goes, "Well, this is some fine quality leather." Oh, well, hide anyway.
It was a very high quality, very angry worm.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to know where you got it from, because this stuff is, yeah, it can go for a pretty penny out in the city. Obviously, you're not going to get as much for it out here, but you know, it's pretty good. Let's see. This is what 2 feet by 8 feet. Yeah, I could probably give you a good 150 gold for this.
Sounds like a deal. Wait. How's 200 sound?
Isaac is
As
just
I
gonna
hear them
face palm.
bargaining, I cast guidance on both of them, and I send message to Isaac.
I'm pretty sure
going
you
like,
can only guidance one person at a time.
It's fine, don't worry about it. I use both hands.
How long does guidance last?
It lasts like a minute, I believe.
Okay.
Up concentration up to 1 minute,
Oh,
and
it's a
it's expended
concentrator.
on the next ability check we make.
I do it on Isaac then.
Yeah.
And I also message and basically say, you should probably haggle for a little more than that.
It's, as you say 200, he's just gonna put a hand on your shoulder like, okay, leave this one to men of the world.
Okay.
Just nod and step back.
How are you going to try and do this?
I am not so good at RP, so can I request persuasion?
You can request persuasion, but I will need you to say something to him. Because how you say this
Okay, don't worry,
and the amount you ask for will depend on the difficulty of the roll.
Okay. So I will frame this as trying to almost bore him to death with how long and arduous the fight against this thing was.
Right. How much are you
And
asking?
I will be trying to bump it up to, I'm going to say 175.
Okay. You rolled pretty well on your intelligence check the other day. You're aware, so bear this in mind, that in a big city, a piece of worm hide like this could probably sell for about 300 gold.
Okay. In knowledge of that, I would ask Mr. DM if I can adjust to 190.
190?
Which is still lower than what Horace said, so that might buy me some bucks.
Okay, roll me a persuasion.
So that is 18 plus 5.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Add the D4.
The man behind the
Oh,
counter.
and the guidance. And the guidance. Wait.
And
Which is the D4. Oh, okay, it's a 1.
okay,
24.
So that's 24 total.
Yep, that will be a 24 total.
Oh dear.
Oh, bless you.
Okay.
Is that good?
The man behind the counter, about like 10 minutes of your explanation in, is just leaning on the counter on one elbow, and he kind of just falls asleep.
The power
And
of
as his
Columboing.
head drops, he wakes up again and then goes, all right, 190, 190, just
Fantastic business with you, sir.
And he leans under the counter. You hear a chunk as what sounds like a pretty heavy safe unlocks, and he pulls out a pouch and transfers some gold out, counts some in, and then hands it to you and goes, so, I'd say it's a pleasure doing business, but just get out.
It'll be a pleasure having a good nap afterwards.
So yeah, 190 gold.
Okay.
Uh,
And
could I
we
take
are
like
obviously-
60 of that?
oh, hang on a second. We've dropped off that stuff, and he'll pat you on the shoulder on the way out. As like, give it a bit. We got to do some maths.
All right. 43 of that. I'm learning.
While you guys are in there, Ingvar, what are you doing?
Meanwhile, I'll be doing maths.
Oh, well. Okay. He's... well, I wouldn't say waltzed in, but he walked into the God's tower thingamabob?
The watch. The
Watchtower.
The watch raft.
The watch post, yes.
Yeah. I'm not good with words today. He's just wondering. He walks up to the counter and just... Good day, sir.
A bored-looking guardsman is standing behind the counter, and he goes, "Good day. What can I do for you?"
Not a whole lot. I was just wondering if there'd been any rumors of magical items passing through the town recently.
Magical items? Well, not that I heard of. But you know, there's always the occasional smuggler. It is a shipping town, after all. Well, what kind of item would you be looking for?
It's sort of a... it's like a dark orb with... the best way I can describe it is fire swirling inside.
An orb with fire in it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen anything. but if I hear anything, I'll be sure to let you know.
That's very much appreciated. Thank you very kindly.
The guard looks extraordinarily bored.
I shall leave you to your guarding duties then.
Yes.
You have a good day, sir. He just kind of slowly
Backs
makes his way out.
out.
Yeah. Just because I can't be bothered to turn the miniature around.
Okay. The 5 of you group up once again just outside the tannery.
Can I conclude the
190
maths
gold
that we were
rich.
doing?
Mm-hmm.
That is the point. We're concluding the maths before everyone reconvenes.
Okay.
So the maths conclusion is 75 to Horace.
Okay.
Is that
That's
it?
it.
Is that
That's
it?
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There were only so many people involved in the transaction.
Fair enough.
Nice. Fair enough. I'm not complaining. Now let me do some my own quick math. Okay. I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, quick maths.
Right. So what are the 5 of you doing now? You have concluded a business transaction on the purple wormling skin, or hide rather.
Now we go. We said we were going to Judas, correct?
Absolutely.
All right. Roll me an investigation.
All right. Who shall do it this time?
I'm guessing it's me who's looking for the jewelers primarily, so I'll do it.
I'll be helping you out.
Roll with
Okay.
advantage.
So, we need to actually pull up a damn character sheet. That would help. There we go. I'm glad I have advantage. Okay, that's a bit better. That's a 17 with a +2 from proficiency, so a 19 total.
19 total.
With the other one having been a nat 2.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah. Okay. Takes a bit asking around. There isn't a jeweler in the town. The closest that people can tell you is that Ekron's Wondrous Emporium also occasionally does jewelry.
It would have been very funny if the building opposite to the tanner was a jeweler.
Just suddenly builds itself as a jeweler's.
If you look to your right,
Upon hearing this Ekron's blah blah blah, just to Ingvar, that sounds like a magic shop, and I'm pretty sure you had a prior experience.
We did indeed. That's where I got these fancy arrows from.
You seem pretty world wise. What sort of thing are we talking about? What level of charlatan are we talking about here? Given I don't really want to expose people who are a little bit less than lawful to a rock made of literal crystallized sin.
Well, I
But we
wouldn't-
also don't know what it does fully.
True.
Fully.
He was a bit. I wouldn't say he was unlawful. I'm going to Google if I'm getting this right. I would say he was a little bit shrewd, perhaps, in the way he was acting. But I wouldn't say he was totally unlawful or anything.
Maybe best wait until we find a more country bumpkin type. Okay.
He certainly had some wits about him, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, probably not. Probably best not put a legendary rock in front of them then. Okay. So that concludes the search for jewelers in my book anyway, and then, unless anyone else has some jewelry they want.
I think I'm fine. I was considering buying a crystal for my identify spells, but we already have librarian.
yes.
Can't beat a good ritual.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, did my detect magic proc anything?
Your detect magic did not proc anything from the book. However,
The book is not saucily magical?
the
It is quite saucy.
Aren't
It's
all
very
books
saucy.
magical
It's
in
not
some
saucily
sense?
magical.
Not source magic as in divinity sense. Gotcha.
Okay, so it didn't proc any magic off of the book. However, it did proc magic, as it were. It did. You felt a faint magical essence from from several places actually. A lot from Horace actually. There are a few different bits and pieces off of Horace that you're sensing a decent amount of magic from. And the small green sphere, the small green marble that you have is also magical. It's emitting a faint magical aura. The book is not magical.
So bits and pieces of Horace are magical, but he himself is not being afflicted by magic. Interesting.
Not as
Oh
far
my.
as you can tell.
And I'm guessing other Horus is very magical.
The
Wait, what
sword-
about the literal magic sword? Do I see anything from that?
The sword is... When you look in the direction of the sword, it is almost blinding. It is...
Oof.
With most magical auras, they're very faint. Usually just a slight glow. That sword is like a beacon. It is bright.
It's kind of shield my eyes and go, "Oh, could you turn it down, friend?"
It's
looking at the actual
almost-
sword.
It's almost blindingly... It's almost so blindingly bright that it almost obscures the other items on Horace's person, though you do see faint little speckles of magic across his person as well.
Turn what down?
That blade in your hand, it's incredibly shiny.
Roll me a wisdom check, librarian.
Oh, okay. A wisdom check? Okay.
Yes, a wisdom check.
Uh, 18.
18. Okay. Very quickly, I would like Ed, Lydia, and Rakan to deafen themselves.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
I will
Oh,
tell you
no.
that.
Oh no!
What did I do?
You invoked him. Alright.
Librarian.
Yep.
The sword. You hear a faint whisper. Very faint, just on the edges of your perception, as if there's nothing really there at all. You hear, "I know you, creature of change. I was wielded long before by your forebears. It has been a long time since I have sensed one like you. I wish to see this journey to its conclusion with my current wielder. But one day, perhaps, I may find myself in your hands." And the light of the sword dims very slightly to a gentle bluish glow.
Oh.
I'm bringing everyone back in.
Hello, everybody.
Okay.
I thought for a second Lydia wasn't going to undeafen.
I was going to be a troll and say, "What was that? I didn't hear you."
Bad. Okay. That might be happening more often. The whispers, they're gonna happen. Stream will get to hear them, but you guys won't. Some of you, anyway. I'm pulling a page out of Matt Mercer's book for that one.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
So.
Never mind. The librarian
you
is
alright,
kind of
Lib?
gets slightly skittish. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Should we go to the airship, I guess? You need a minute, librarian? Catch your breath?
Yeah, let's go to the airship. That sounds wonderful.
Bearing in mind the airship doesn't arrive till tomorrow morning.
Let's go sleep on the airship dock. Wonderful. Anything to not think about what just occurred.
Very quickly, Isaac, I would like to remind you something. Wasn't there something else you wanted to do?
Involving mules, I take it?
Involving Post.
Yeah, but that leaves on the airship anyway.
True.
Now that part's fine.
Okay. Alright. So, where are you all headed now?
I only wanted the post if I thought it'd beat the airship.
That's fair.
What time of day are we at now?
It's probably about mid-afternoon at this point. Like around 3:30, 4 p.m.
Oh yeah, the sun has changed.
It has evolved.
God, the sun is rising.
Alright, I guess, let's go, head back to the tavern and enjoy ourselves a couple of drinks.
I could do. Not averse to a bit of midday drinking. Could do. Has anybody got anything they want from that magic emporium? Or I suppose we. Do you think that the other adventuring party? Why am I Liam Neeson now? Do you think that the other adventuring party are gonna be angry that we stood them up? I feel that kind of locks us out of the other bar.
Now, I know I may not be the best with social niceties, but we did know them for 2 minutes before agreeing to see them in town.
Yeah, we also invited ourselves to go and see them in town and then didn't show up.
I mean, we could show up now, I guess.
Yeah, we just
got
got
a bit
very lost on the way. Fine.
Got a bit distracted.
Listen, any and all ill will would be completely removed if we buy them a round of drinks. Always works. I think.
Again, looks at him like, just with an expression of, how do you know that? Yep.
Frankly, I don't know at this point.
All right, then. Oh, Ingvar, how did your little trek go?
Horace.
Well, the guard.
Sorry, hang on, there's Horace.
Yeah.
Horace.
Yes.
Roll me a wisdom saving.
Ah, fantastic. 5.
Uh-oh.
You feel a gentle ache in the back of your skull. And you hear a voice. A loud, booming voice. Go. Well, you know, the only way to get to a man's coin is through his stomach. You know that, right, Horace? And then the voice vanishes.
Just like snap back into it and just. Oh, okay, man. Oh. Yeah, I think I could really use some food right now.
Yeah, food before drink. You need something in your stomach to absorb it up. You get used to this kind of stuff. Usually anything with wheat in helps.
Nothing with wheat helps. Sorry. I realize that makes no sense to most people.
I'm guessing it was a Will Wheaton joke.
It was a Will Wheaton joke, yes.
I don't know what it was about, but
it is known that Will Wheaton's influence on dice is cursed and dangerous.
Oh, that's fine.
So-
We'll cancel each other out.
I thought you were
Am
just
I
making a
just Will
CD
Wheaton for
joke.
digital spaces then?
Anyway,
Since I break most games I touch.
no. Will Wheaton is known to cause dice to become cursed.
Ah, fair. Oh, God, sorry, I stood on Ingvar for a second there.
So what? Is it like 2 curses become a blessing?
Double
Well,
negative.
you can't have double disadvantage, so I suppose it sort of works. Yes,
yeah.
as we walk up, I will ask, as I did earlier, Ingvar, how their little trek went.
Didn't really glean very much in the way of information. The guardsmen haven't really seen anything magical pass through the town of... Well, not any magical orbs anyway.
Yeah, still looking for your orb then. Fair dues.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep an eye out.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, if you ever need to catch that orb, I've still got a bear trap lying around.
I don't think the orb has legs somehow.
Oh, you never know. We weren't expecting a giant worm earlier.
Oh, fair point.
Now, are we stopping off in this one with the creepy cleric, or are we going back to the nice one that we're used to? Also, where the hell is everyone?
Well, Darren's behind you.
Oh, sorry, Darren, missed you there.
As the two of you stop in front of the doors, you notice as they fly open, and a rather gangly-looking figure is quite literally tossed onto the street, followed by his loot as it hits him in the head.
The old Yaskir exit.
And
We've done the horny rock.
a middle-aged, you think, probably bar lady, which I'm actually having trouble getting out of the bar. There we go.
Who's living up to her name?
Shouts at him and says, "If you ever play here again, I will see to it that your balls are cut off and hung on the signpost outside as a warning to any other bard who comes by." Very gruff woman. And she walks back in and the door slams shut behind her. Lying on the pavement, prone, as a matter of fact. That's the librarian for some reason.
Just fall randomly.
As a gesture of solidarity.
Prone on the ground, knocked in the head with his now what looks to be broken loot. Garrick Silvertongue, of the bard of the party that you had met on the road.
Oh, Christ.
All right, so not this pub then, I take it. Come along, Bard. Somebody pick him up.
We should make sure he's still breathing first.
He gets groggily. He sort of sits up groggily, looks up at you all, and goes, "Oh, well, hello there again. It's been a while."
Afternoon.
Hello, friend. We killed a worm.
And he just kind of falls back down to the ground.
Are you okay?
You can see a small lump beginning to form on his forehead from where the loot hit him.
All
Jesus.
right.
Need a hand?
I can take one arm if someone else wants to take the other.
I
Yeah.
take the other.
Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, that was like a chorus there.
You all help Garrick to his feet, and with a little bit of effort, you manage to traipse your way down to the rusty pipe that is on the other end of town, away from this particular end, which is known as the Red Spaniel.
While we're on the way, since there are quite as many of us as there are assisting in this, would it be safe to say that I could break away from the lifting Garrick operation in order to attempt to mend his loot?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. I'll be spamming mending on his loot while we're en route.
Yep, that's fine. By the time you get there, the loot looks good as new. In fact, it looks better than it did before.
Nice.
It starts sparkling a little.
Finally
Shiny.
learned how to tune his loot.
Okay.
Oh yes, it's in tune now.
Yes, it is. Surprisingly, mending it also tuned it.
Oh,
Okay.
there goes
He's
Darren.
just gonna like
I
just
know.
twang it like, I should open a service for this stuff.
Also, who just pinged off to the ceiling? Because I'm pretty sure we just lost somebody there.
Pretty sure that was
Me.
Horace.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
there
me.
he is.
Okay.
Gonna cast an eye and check in on other Horace as we go by.
Horace the mule is happily, contentedly hitched up. Someone seems to have left him an apple. He seems fine.
Oh.
Aw.
Actually, since I'm hanging back mending the loot, permission to retroactively hang back and just quickly check if the apple is in any way weird, poisoned or otherwise. From like, does it look strange? Does it smell funny?
This apple with a skull on it just seems not right.
Does
Roll
it
me
have
an
razors embedded in it?
investigation check. Roll me an
Sorry?
investigation check.
Okay, I'll just hover over the building and pop myself there.
Oh, why not?
Okay, so that's not great.
That's a 12 total on a 10 plus 2.
Seems like a pretty good apple. If the mule hadn't already taken a bite of it, you would probably eaten it.
Just pats him on the head, I really hope there was nothing bad in there. Bye, Horace.
Somebody call poison control.
Oh, Christ.
Our druid ate a poisoned apple.
Okay. As you enter the bar, the barkeep sort of looks up at you all and goes, "Hey, what can I get you today?"
I'll just have a water for tonight, thank you.
And probably a water for that one as well. Gesticulates at Garrick.
Hmm.
Garrick sort of raises an arm in solidarity, kind of. He looks wasted.
Definitely a
Utterly
water for
wasted.
him. Probably gonna ask for another one later.
Right, there's 2 waters then, and he pulls 2 not particularly good-looking mugs and drops water into those and pushes them to the side. And what about the rest of you?
I forgot what
Does
the
anyone
house
else want to
special.
order first?
The house special was rust rum.
I'll take one of your rust rums, good kind sir.
I highly recommend it.
Okay.
Looks
He
quizzically
nods
at the
you
librarian.
And, pours a mug of this relatively thick-looking liquid, a rusty red color, and slaps it down on the I've forgotten the word.
Bar?
Ah!
On the bar. Yeah, thank you. There we go. On the bar for you. And he looks towards you, Isaac, and you, librarian.
I would like just a water, please.
Alright, another water coming up.
And yet he recommends the rust rum.
I had the rust rum last time.
He did.
Right.
This is true.
You don't seem to have a menu anywhere, so I might as well ask. Have you got any gins or maybe a vodka? Otherwise, I'll take a rust rum.
It's rust wine. Sorry, rust wine. Blech.
Yeah, close enough.
Brain is half there. Don't worry.
Too much rust wine.
Yeah, apparently. The barman looks at you and goes, "Well, we don't have gin. We're no fancy place, but we've got there's kind of vodka, I think, probably. He
Ever clear.
doesn't seem
Oh,
100%
Christ.
sure of it. But yeah,
About a shot of that, a rust wine, and I will try and let you know if it is or isn't vodka on the other side.
I heard if it comes in a glass skull, it's only vodka.
Widen a little, and he pours you a what is essentially a small chalice of rust wine. It's this thick sort of reddish liquid, and then he pulls out a small shot glass, and takes out a glass bottle, which you don't see really in like lower down establishments like this. But it's a thick glass bottle. The glass is green. He uncorks it, and you immediately get the smell from where you're standing. It smells very alcoholic. And he pours a shot of it, and the liquid is slightly yellow. And he corks the bottle and puts it away, and he pushes both things towards you and goes, that'll be a gold total for your whole party here, if you don't mind.
I'll cover it. So I just slide a piece of gold piece across the table.
Thank you very much. Much obliged. He grabs it and pockets it into his apron. Okay.
All right.
This one with the beers already on it?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Scoot ourselves into there.
Booty our booties.
Scooted a booty.
I'll just park on this one. It's not no chairs.
Yeah, we're
there's
all
enough
avoiding the
space,
chairs
basically.
because otherwise we end up hovering.
Let's say you grabbed a stool and you're all gathered around the same table.
The table with a knife in it.
The table with the knife in it. Yep.
That's how you know it's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 finger for late time.
Okay. Ingvar and Isaac. Whenever you, depending on how you do, whenever you take a drink of this stuff, we'll need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, but not right now.
Fair.
All right.
For flavor purposes, I will appoint that he's going to start with sipping the rust wine just lightly.
Okay. Lightly. Okay. We'll get to that.
Yeah. We're just setting them for later.
As Garrick sits down and drinks up this glass, slash, it's kind of glass of, it's more like just a ceramic mug, but it's not very clean, of water. You see him sort of, his eyes clear up a bit, and he sort of groans and goes, ugh. Thank you for picking me up off the sidewalk. It's not the first time I've been thrown out of a bar, but that one definitely hurt.
Do
He
we
rubs at his head.
dare ask what happened, if you remember?
I was performing one of my songs as usual, and next thing I know, I'm being thrown onto the sidewalk, and then my lute hits me in the head, and that nasty woman just shouts at me. I don't know. I don't know. It's all a blur, really.
Do you remember being asked to perform your songs?
Well, people don't usually ask for a bard these days. It's not really done, you know. We just show up and we perform, and then we get paid by the people or by the proprietor.
Reversing the question then, did you ask if you could perform?
Well, no.
Might want to lead with that one in future.
Right. Yes, probably a good idea.
Avoid a few
Most
more
people
pavements.
Don't mind. though. Yeah. Most.
Well, you never know what's going to turn around the next corner. Always best to avoid getting off the always best to avoid landing on the pavement and avoid some nasty paperwork.
You see Garrick kind of shudder at the word paperwork.
Isaac gives Garrick an approving nod of understanding.
It seems everybody agrees paperwork is bullshit.
Just a bit.
The librarian is confused.
What do you mean the paperwork is bullshit?
I love paperwork.
Both shudder.
Okay. So, what are you... Excuse me. What are you chatting about? What is the topic of the conversation for this evening? As Garrick sits there nursing a rather large bowl, rather large... Yeah, I was about to say that.
Keep him away from the horny rock.
Stay away!
A rather
Nice.
large, a nasty-looking bruise on his head.
Horace is uncharacteristically very quiet this evening. He's, just chilling out, sipping his water every now and then.
Okay.
What was that? I don't know. For hell if I know. Now this might be a bit of a sore spot for you, but what happened to the rest of? Why didn't the rest of your party stop this angry-looking barmaid lady?
Oh, well, you know, the Magister and the Elder are always in deep conversation, and, well, our friend, Sir Eckler of Morve, he's up in his quarters, and Garisha and our priesty friend, well, they're out in the town, so there wasn't really anyone to.
Understandable.
Yes, well.
Fair enough then.
You know, we the five of us, six of us, we were talking about you all last night. You never showed up. You disappeared just as we entered the inn. We were wondering where you'd all got to.
If I said we were waylaid by rust monsters, would you believe me?
You know, as a matter of fact, I probably would. But
And the worm. Don't forget the worm.
Yes, and the worm. And the worm.
the worm. Well, that sounds like quite the adventure.
Yeah.
One for the songbooks, I should say.
We got unexpectedly hired. And,
I see.
yeah, rust monsters are a pain.
Well, yes, that is certainly true. I remember in my younger days when I was just a lad adventuring with my fellows, we used to beat up rust monsters for fun. It was a pretty coin in it too, as well, you know.
Can I insight on that?
Sure, roll me an insight check.
15 plus 2, 17 total.
He seems honest, but there might be a bit of embellishment.
I killed 500 of them before breakfast.
In which case, it's going to be more just lean back in the chair like, well, I suppose as a bard with a wooden lute, you'd be pretty well off against them.
Well, I'm not just a bard, you know. My lute is my weapon, my instrument of destruction.
Apparently,
I'm,
according to the barmaid.
Well,
I thought she threatened to harm your instrument of destruction.
Oh my.
My lute is somewhat enchanted. It allows me to use my abilities to project spells and enchantments onto others. I was never a fighter in these engagements, you understand. I was always on the back line. I was always keeping everyone's morale up and so on and so forth.
That's inspiring stuff.
Yes. Something to write songs about for the ages. Well, something to write songs about for a small town in the middle of nowhere, I suppose.
If you don't mind, fella, asking, how does a bard such as yourself end up with, and just sort of does a head tilt in the direction of the pub we came from?
The Magister? Oh, well. A few years ago, I was a nobody, performing on the streets. And the Magister heard my song and saw me play and invited me up to the festival, to the balls, to play for the nobles. And there I met Garisha, and there I met Decran. Yes, and we formed a fast and strong friendship, as it were. Of course, Garisha is more reserved, and Decran is a bit chilly at times, but they're both very, very, very capable in their own way. And there is the Magister is my sponsor, if you will, my patron. And then there's Elder Corvus Ven, who's an interesting character in himself. He's just along for the ride at the moment. And then of course you have Sir Eckler of Morve. That man is and you roll me a perception check real quick.
That's a 1.
Oh.
Okay.
Do I even? I mean, I've technically got a +4 in it. I don't know if a 5 will help.
Not really, not on this one. However, you're all kind of. I would like you all to roll a perception check on this.
Please.
All right.
Oh God.
Oh, for God's sake. Plus, stress me. Freaking perception going.
All right. So currently Horace is in the lead.
I got 12, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the lead.
I got
Okay.
7 altogether.
What did
What does
you
Darren
Horace?
get?
I got 15.
15.
Oh, I did not mean to flip that.
Well,
Darren got a
rolled
3. Okay.
Okay, Horace, you're the only one who really notices this. You notice as Garrick mentions Sir Eckler of Morve, you notice a light dusting of pink on his cheeks. You're not really sure if it's from the alcohol that's slowly wearing off or something else.
Catch it with my eyes, and then just like smile to myself a bit, but not address it. Just
Okay.
yeah.
Garrick continues on. He says, a few months back, me and my fellows were asked by the Magister to accompany him to a small mining town out in the sticks, the middle of nowhere, some place called Hopewell. place looked abandoned. Apparently there used to be some trade there, and then townspeople got slaughtered. More people moved in after a while, and then the whole thing got abandoned. But we were asked to head down there. It's down the southern end of the Radavi continent, near the Antoran provinces.
Or what
just
used to
on
be the
edge of
Antoran
border.
provinces.
We were asked to go down there and check in on something, some old project that was long abandoned, and the Magister led us down there. Well, we found some bits of old minecart and broken track and not much else. I hear that, we heard that something had been taken, and we followed the trail, and that led us to the town of what's it called? Of Eld, was it? Daniseld, yes, there we go. Led us to that little town. Apparently what we were looking for got traded off there, and we haven't seen it since. So now we're just on the way back to Farrenholm to report in. Bright and early. Like a good old-fashioned soldier. The noise, the way he talks about this sounds bittersweet.
Don't mind me, frog in the throat.
If you'll all excuse me, I'm just gonna go order us a room, and I think I'm gonna get some sleep early for tonight, if y'all don't mind. Just go over to the bartender. How much for rooms for everybody here?
The bartender looks at you and goes, for everyone? Oh, 6 silver pieces for a lot of you for the night?
Alright. Just throw a gold piece on the table, just like, keep the change.
That's a lot of
Thank you
change.
kindly. And he pockets the gold piece.
I mean, he's got plenty of gold at the minute, so.
Yeah.
If it's all right with Horace, will also get up and kind of be slightly shadowing him and just engage him in conversation just as he's about to head off to the rooms. But if Horace is okay with that, of course.
Yeah, Horace is okay with it.
Okay.
As we're walking, Horace is just gonna ask, Hey Isaac, I just have a question.
Sure, buddy.
I don't know how to describe this feeling. It's weird. It's like... it's not that I don't consider you all my friends. We're all, like... We've only known each other for a bit, but I feel we're all great friends and all that, but...
Yeah, facing death does that. You get used to it.
Yeah, it's just... I've got... there's still this creeping loneliness, no matter how boisterous, no matter how loud things are. It's just... It feels still lonely. I don't know, it's...
It's fine. It's fine, little guy.
I just... I miss something that I don't know what it is. It's...
I understand. And you will note it's not that hidden, given that he's also gotten up and walked off. It's just him and Horace. If you look at Isaac, you will notice that he's very clearly got slightly sort of reddened and not quite welled up, but it's sort of being held back eyes.
Horace is just
You
as well.
tired of being a bird? Fucking Sarian, why?
Fuck. Okay. I was not ready for that. Fuck.
This is why we close the meme chat during the emotional scenes.
Horace is just looking out, just like, I guess forlorn is the best way to describe it. Just thanks for being there for me here, buddy.
It's all right. And hey, might be positives. You don't know your history. Might be a good one.
Might be. It's might be, but frankly, until I find out, I don't think I'll ever be satisfied with how might be.
No, of course. Just, if you do find that it's an abandoned wreck in the middle of nowhere, don't let it break you, okay?
No, I'm just gonna stick just like as we're walking, just get closer to you and just like get closer to you and just I guess rest my head on your leg.
Aww. Like a dog lean.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll find out eventually, one way or another. It's better if I find out my way.
Yeah. And with a good night's rest. Look at us, pair of moody bastards.
Yeah. There's something I do gotta attend to. Library, are you following us?
I was just about to basically sneak out and send you a message to meet me in the alleyway outside.
Oh my.
Isaac is turning into his room, so I'll just wrap up my bit, which is just Horace. Don't mention it, but I'm probably going to be going away pretty soon.
Why?
Look, I it's a very long story. The short version is we're heading to the capital, right?
Yeah.
I've got a daughter there, and her aunt has arranged me to be banished several years ago. So I can't go as me. I need to find somewhere where I can disappear and someone else makes it in there, as it were. You picking me up, pal?
I think I follow, yeah.
So, you seem like one of the more capables.
just gives him a sort of very uncomfortable dust on the shoulder. Just
look after them when you get a chance.
It's not gonna feel. It's not gonna feel the same without you here. I can only say I can try my best.
You'll be fine. I keep saying, you get used to it eventually.
and he's going to turn into his room, whichever is one of this labyrinth. I'm just going to bung myself in here.
My best to speed build this stuff.
It's fine, don't worry.
It's fine.
This is my corner now.
Where are the cornices?
Good God.
I was going to say we had a hole in the wall. I guess librarian just took a running leap out the wall.
Yeet!
Yep.
The self yeet.
The self yeet. Yes. Once Isaac moves out of sight, Horace is gonna sneak outside to the alleyway to meet with librarian.
Okay.
Hello, Horace. Thank you for meeting me here.
No problem. What? Is there any problem or anything?
Do you remember earlier today when you asked me if everything was okay?
I'm guessing everything was not okay.
You are very perceptive. Um, I think you have been chosen by that weapon on your side. Has it ever spoken to you?
Well, yes, it speaks to me a lot. Uh, it's like, me and him have been partners for as long as I remember.
And what has he told you about his origins?
Uh, n- well, not much. Usually it's just usually it's just idle talk, or but sometimes it is more requests. So we don't really talk about origins, especially since it's well, uh, he doesn't like talking about it that much.
Your sword knows me. I don't know how that can be. I've been in the library for as long as I can remember, but it spoke to me as if I was someone else.
What? What? I mean, that doesn't make sense. Me and Horace have been traveling together for us. Okay, so you have been here for a long time. I am well aware of that, but like me, I I don't know much about it, frankly. But he's nice. I don't think this is cause to be concerned.
It irks me for some reason. I cannot. It doesn't. I would like to use my unsettling visage trait as you see the blue shimmer start to change on the librarian's face and skin tone fade in.
Okay.
Whatever kind of thought process that's holding him into his kind of librarian persona is shifting. You can kind of see.
What's going on? What's going on, librarian?
How could your sword know someone who isn't me is me? I'm the librarian. I had to tell you that your sword has it's chosen you. It called you its bearer, and it wants to continue its journey with you. I just needed to let you know that. That's my job. If you'll excuse me.
Well, what? Librarian, wait. What? What the? I don't. Okay. I don't want to be. I don't want to be nosy, but. And I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but what are you? Who are you? What's going on?
As Horace asks these questions, librarian, I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I got a 9.
As Horace asks these questions, questions that you've been asking yourself for a while now, ever since you first met these people, ever since something shifted in your perspective, the question has been in the back of your mind. You haven't really paid attention to it, but now it is there, in the forefront, thundering this question constantly, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? As this question resounds, as Horace echoes it back at you, you feel a sudden, imperceptible shift. Something clicks. You remember a name, followed by an immense pain. You fall to the ground, fall to your knees, clutching your head in agony as this sudden burst of lightning energy pours through your skull. You feel clarity, and then pain again, over and over. You sit there clutching at your skull until suddenly the pain fades, and you are left with a singular word, a singular name: Arku.
And as he gets up, he looks over to Horace with this kind of look of horror and goes, I'm the librarian and I don't know. And he walks away.
Okay.
Alright. Just take a minute to process everything that's happening and just... It's too early for this. I need some rest. And then begin heading over to my room as well.
Okay. You all retire to your rooms. Ingvar and Garrick, or rather, Ingvar carrying Garrick. No, actually, it's the other way around. Garrick carrying Ingvar. And Darren, you all retire to your rooms, and wake the next morning feeling somewhat refreshed. Librarian, you feel a bit of a headache coming on.
Where am I?
Goodbye!
Goodbye,
To
Horace.
the void!
Into the undermine.
He's gone to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, Christ.
Find Crush,
Grandpa!
Horace! Find Crush!
Ah, shit, how do I save myself?
Don't worry, I've got this.
Get out of that playing card, Yugs.
Ah! Horace! Nobody's ever been able to summon him.
I ain't poor Ingvar, yeah, it's gonna wake up with a break. I'll go over.
Bringing Horace up, don't worry. There we go.
He has arisen.
There we go. Okay.
The fucking journeys these minis go on, man.
Yeah. As the five of you, technically six, since Garrick's still around, although you do see him. Actually, let's see. So it would be Ingvar, Garrick, and Librarian, Isaac, and Darren, and then Horace in this room. Ingvar, roll me a perception check real quick.
Whoop! Off into the ocean with you.
Okay. In the morning, you hear a quiet scuffle as Garrick pulls on his boots and departs out the door, and seemingly heading to meet up with his companions. The rest of you wake a little later, a little bit more tired. Librarian, you still have this slight headache as you walk downstairs. Isaac, your sleep tonight dreamless for a change. completely dreamless, actually. Not a single thought in your head during the night. Everyone else appears downstairs at breakfast, and you are refreshed, you are rested, your spell slots are back to full, everything
Huzzah!
is as it should be.
I will adjust my prepared spells, by the way.
Okay?
I mean, poor Ingvar's woken up with a banging headache, but
Yes, you do. have
Seems
quite
to be a
headache.
common thing for Ingvar in this campaign, though.
just a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. You all wake up relatively well rested. And as you walk down to the entrance to the tavern, the barkeep waves to you, Isaac. And he says, airship came in this morning. Post got delivered. There's a letter for you, sir.
How would you know that?
I've got your name in my registry book, and it was delivered here. Mr. Galmek, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it
well,
would be.
I have a letter for you, sir. And I'm going to send this to you, Ed, real quick.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Bear in mind that you are allowed to read this out loud to the
It's not often a man on the road gets post. Thank you.
However, I would also say, I would like you to inform me once you have finished reading it.
Okay.
So, let me quickly grab assets. There you go.
And would this be the sort of thing where other people can continue? Oh, of course you've put it on that kind of background. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need some time to read this because the font on that background.
I mean, if you want me to read it out to everyone, I can. But
No. It's more that I'm just going to have to squint at it for a while. So I'm hoping that the game can continue while I'm squinting.
Yep, that's fine. What are the rest of you doing as Isaac takes hold of this letter and starts to read?
Well, Ingvar's gonna step outside and then immediately go back in because it's like, too bright.
Horace is just gonna be like hanging out with Horace. Just feeding him a bit of rations.
Just pop to him around to follow the rest of the group if needed.
Well, you're reading, so you're just kind of standing outside the door with a letter in hand reading, so it's fine.
Cool. Yeah, that'll do.
Okay. Librarian, Garrick is not there anymore, so I will swoop me. There we go. Right. What are the rest of you doing? Librarian, Darren, who is not here. Darren's just kind of around. Horace, Ingvar, etc., etc.
Yeah.
He braves the sunlight once more.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Did everyone recover hit die last night?
It's
Yep.
it's a full
rest.
long rest, so your hit die and hit points should be to max.
Great.
Yeah, no, I'm just like checking my bag to make sure I've got everything on me, and looking at Horace a bit more intently than usual, than calling it there.
Finished.
Okay. Are you going to relate any of the contents of the letter to your purpose?
Yep. He's going to fold the letter, slide it into the pack. Just okay. The route that we're planning doesn't happen to involve Thistledown at all, does it?
Thistledown?
Thistledown is further northeast of the capital. So it would
I
be
do remember
past-
Darren talking about it at some point, though, like, because of, I think it was druids or something along those lines.
Mhm.
So it's primarily aimed towards him, of just a small nod of like, not sure quite the validity, but I'm told the plague hit the town. I want to stay away for a while, or at least from a
As
safe
you say
distance.
this, I would like you to roll me a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh, hang on. I'm gonna go with floor advantage for that one because I managed to get it squarely off my desk. Okay. Okay, so con save. That being a 11 tote.
Okay. As you tuck the paper into your bag and you say these words, you feel a sudden pain in your side. Pain racing up your fingertips as well, from where you had touched the letter. You look at your hand and you see black veins crawling up your arm. As you watch, as you stare, you feel all sensation in your hand go numb. Then the sensation travels further, up your arm, across your shoulders, down your spine, until suddenly you are incapable of moving. Everything stops. Time around you stops. You watch as your body falls limply to the ground against the wall. You see yourself from outside. From now on, effective until this condition wears off, you are paralyzed. Bearing in mind, this is what happens on a successful Constitution save.
What?
And that is where we're going to end it for the evening.
Oh.
Thank you all very much for joining us for this session of Shadows of Sorcery. We will be back 2 weeks from now, I think, ish. On the 4th Wednesday of the month, for the next session of Shadows of Sorcery. We shall see you all then.